Hi everyone, Jeremy here from Flatware Creations. Today I'm going to show you how to make these key hooks. We just have a couple holes and we're going to bend the tines and make them so that they hold keys. And this is one of the new items that we're making. The other items we're making are the keychain, or not keychain, but the fork hooks. You can use them as towel hooks in the bathroom. You can use them for your coat hooks. You can mix and match them. We make them with big spoons, serving spoon, or not serving spoons, tablespoons also. But in another video I'll make these. But right now I'm going to show you how I make these guys. And this was my first prototype, so it's actually different than the one we're going to make. So, but the holes, the math, the bending, it's all the same. So I have a whole bunch of forks down here. So let's get, these guys are octopus forks. So we're going to put them over here right now. So anytime I do something, I try and do it in batches, save me some time. So what we need to do is take this fork and make it look like this. So I have a piece of leather here in my vise. Get it in there. Get my fork out. Okay, so next I'm going to use my bending tool. It's a hollowed out screwdriver basically. I bought this one from flatwearables.com. And I don't remember how much it was, but I got it from there. There's lots of DIY projects for these also, but this is the one I have. So what I want to do is I want to bend all these tines at a 45-degree angle, but first I want to angle them out. So this guy here. Now, almost all these forks are different, so whenever you're bending them, try and be careful not to break or crack them. But we want to go as wide as we can. If you can't go all the way down anymore, bring it up just a little bit. That might get you some extra room. So we're going to do the same thing to this side. Okay. Now we do the middle, we go, it's about halfway to the other one. So we'll go right to there, so here and go right to there. Alright, now we want to make these a 45-degree angle. So I'm going to bend these because my pattern right now is coming towards me. So my pattern looks like this. That means whenever I mount it, it's going to be like this. So I want to bend the fork tines towards me. So my pattern is facing me. I'm going to bend these guys to a 45-degree angle. Nice and slow. Same thing here. Try and get them to the same height. Just nice and slow. Alright. So, adjust your tines as needed. Be careful with these outside ones, because normally whenever you get them out this far, there's a lot of pressure right in here, and you don't want to break that. So these guys look a little I wonder if my level will work in here. Yeah, not really. Okay, so we have our design, and we have our hooks facing out. Next we're going to take and we're going to bend these tines. So I'm going to bring it back to the vise, and I'm going to take my pliers. These are snap ring pliers that I cut the little nibs off. These are 3 years old. I have one tape handle and the other one about to be a tape handle. And then I also have these Beadsmith graduated pliers. They're nice and heavy duty, and that allows me to get a little bigger turn. But most of these guys are pretty easy. We just want to make these curl up so that whenever you hook your keys on, they don't come off and you're not stabbing yourself. If you just curl it up, you're just gonna stab yourself on it all the time. So we're gonna make some loops here and just go all the way around. The middle ones are a little bit more difficult because you have the outside tying in the way. So we'll just switch around here. And if you can get it most of the way, we can hammer it. So now we have this. So we need to just close all of these gaps. Let me see. There you go. We need to close all these gaps. So I'm just going to put it on my vise. And I have this brown board stuff. And I'm just going to hammer that down. Make sure you're hammering these loops, the ends. Man, I'm shaking today. Make sure you hook these ends or bend them towards the tine itself so that they're not offset. If they do get offset, you can take a pair of flat pliers and kind of just bend them over. We really don't want to leave too many marks because this is something simple and easy to make. So right now, this is pretty level. I'm just going to take and get that one down. Okay, so now what we're going to do, how did I do that before? That needs to go there. Okay, so this will be one version. Because I think I messed it up again. So this is one way to do it. Next we're going to measure for our holes. Because we're putting these on these wood blocks, the holes need to fit in there somewhere. So somewhere, and I like to keep the big part on the wood so this part here can hang down. So what we're gonna do is, I figured it to be 2 inches with my micrometer. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm actually going to raise this up a little bit. I'm going to put a hole through the flower and down here. So the size of the screws that we're going to use are number 6 3/4 inches. This is what we're going to use to screw it in. we just need one of these because we have to drill the hole for this. We want to make sure that we're not down in this really thin part because the head of this is so big. So that means if I'm looking at it, I want to put this screw right here. Grab my marker. Screw one goes there. So that lets me know that from that hole, there to there, 2 inches. So the middle of this. It doesn't have to be exact, but whenever I'm working with a piece of wood or something that I have to have the pieces fit, otherwise you end up with this and that doesn't really work. So we have our spots on here. We're going to go to our drill press, which is right over here. Now what I'm going to do with this, always make your punch before you drill. That way your drill bit doesn't just slide around on you. I'm going to put some wax on here. Wax. Okay, so we got both of our holes drilled, but these holes are obviously way too small. So here's what I'm going to do. If I can get this unhooked. That guy up there. I'm going to use this graduated bit, or it's a step bit, and I need to mark where this guy fits, because this bit, the further down you go, the bigger the hole's going to get. So I want this at step number 3. So I did have a black mark from all the ones I did yesterday. So I need to stop here. So I put that line there. You can use tape also, which would probably be easier. And it'll keep you from going too far. So we're going to right there. We don't want to go above the tape. We can go to the tape, but we don't want to go above it. All right. Okay, and I'm going to switch this to my secondary hole. So I have 2 holes, one for the smaller one and one for the bigger ones. So again, we've got our holes drilled. I'm gonna wax this up. Let me zoom you in here. Okay. Make sure you're always wearing your glasses. Now what I do is I like to flip it over, and I'll go down to the 3 again. Same thing with this guy. That way I have 3 on both sides. It's even holes. Let's bring it back over here. So what we're left with is our 2 holes. By doing the backs, that takes off the flashing also, which is really nice. I have a little bit of rough edge here, so I'm just going to take my Dremel, turn it down a little bit. And this is not jewelry, so it doesn't have to be perfect. But we have our 2 holes. Let's make sure our screw fits. And so now this can get mounted right in here. My OCD is going nuts right now. See where the hole is? It's just off center. But this can get mounted right in here. I think what I'm going to do is stain this one black. Jamie's getting some more. Actually, I might just coat this and keep it its wood color. Just protect it, and then we'll screw in those. So the last process for this, actually this one's done. So that's how you do that version of this. So I'm going to end the video here, and then I'm going to make another video in the other style. So I hope you guys have a great day. Make sure you click the bell so you get updated whenever we get new videos posted. I'm going to try and be regular with what's going on, what's on my bench today. I'm going to try and do every time I'm in the shop, and whenever we make stone pendants. Now we're going to videotape each one, or make a video of each one. So whenever you buy a piece, you're going to get the link to the YouTube video, so you get to see how it was made, the whole process. And I'm not going to cut those videos up into chunks anymore. I'm just going to do it one video, and that it's just so much easier to watch that way instead of just going to the next one and the next one. So I hope you guys all have a great day. I'm Jeremy from Flatware Creations, and I will be back in another video. Have a good day.